Hi, this is Dominic Keating. I played Lieutenant Malcolm Reed on Enterprise, as you probably know, and you are listening to the NX 7062 podcast. Enjoy.
Yes, it is. It is time for the NX 7062 podcast. Welcome. Look at all my early birds, Dave and Nancy. Hi, Joshua. Long time no see. And Dave and Nancy. And I think there might be one or two other people, skulking about out there, which is fine. You do not have to participate in the chat. I just love knowing that you're all here watching me. And I am so happy that you're here. Nothing happened over the weekend related to what this show is about. See, I'm already starting. We did have Veterans Day on Saturday, which was awesome. Hi, Joshua. So, Joe Burr! There you go. Celestial Body Journey. I love that. Hi, Dave. Happy Monday. Thank you, Dave. Exactly where else would you be? I know this is exactly where I'm going to be on Monday night. So now, oh yes. Okay. So Veterans Day was Saturday. So got a chance to go have breakfast with my dad at IHOP, and he got this free red, white, and blue stacks of pancakes. It was really nice. Considering the fact Denny's pared down their birthday free breakfast to the bare minimum. IHOP treats their veterans really well. It was blueberries and strawberries and whipped cream on pancakes. It was a combo, so you got eggs and hash browns, the whole 9 yards. It was great. Yum, yum, yum. I had crepes, but anyway, so as my YouTube short, which I'm starting to really get into, as my YouTube short said, thank you for your service to all the veterans out there, especially to my dad and both of my grandfathers who served. And let's see, what else do we have? Oh, well, yesterday there was no SPS, but there was a Mark Cartier birthday, and I did already wish him a happy birthday, but one more can't hurt since this is the official after party. So happy birthday to Mark Cartier. I hope you had a fantastic day yesterday and you enjoyed it with people and surrounded by people and friends that you care about. So happy birthday, Mark. And today, yes, exactly. Much love for veterans. Much love for veterans, Dave. Absolutely. And our one and only Yvette Blackmon from Sci-Fi Sisters. We can count her among them as well. And my friend Mickey Gunter, who is also known as the Lady of Make It So. And you can find her every year in the same perfect little corner of STLV at Bally's. And so, Mickey, happy belated Veterans Day to you as well. So, sort of lost my train. There we go, clicking around. And today happens to be World Kindness Day. So, of course, I am sporting one of my many Be Kind shirts. This one I nicknamed Read Alert because I told my friend Raymond, who designs everything for Chase's Pop Culture Hero Coalition, I said, red on black. He said, what other color? Because usually the Be Kind is one color and the logo is another color. I said, red and red. He said, what do you mean red and red? I'm like, red and red. And I call it the Read Alert. He calls it the Red Alert. But he couldn't argue. Basic, just red on black is just such a great color combination. So in honor of National Be Kindness or World Kindness Day, ta-da! And also I'm going to keep up this website in the bottom, my little instead of my name, because you can see my name down here anyway. Instead of my name, it's the link to the BeKindMerch.org. Check them out. Go buy something like one of these really cool Red Alert shirts. And when you leave a note, say, hi, Raymond, Stephanie K said I needed to come and buy a shirt, because there's a notes portion in there. So leave a note for Raymond saying, Stephanie told me to come buy a shirt for World Kindness Day, because how else, what other great way can you think of to support World Kindness Day than supporting Pop Culture Hero Coalition, which is all about being kind. So now on to the crux of the show. Yes, it is absolutely one of the best messages around. This was still sitting with all my STLV stuff because I am terrible at unpacking. Erica LaRose, Look who popped in to say hi, the one and only Erica LaRose. See, it is now an official after party. Eric is here. Let's see. I'm from the Mirror Universe. It is Galactic Brutality Day. Oh, Jober, you are terrible, and I love you for it. That's awesome. It's Galactic Brutality Day. Yeah, just like what is it? Oh my god, what is it? April, like First Contact Day is a different celebration in the Mirror Universe. That was one of my favorite things in Discovery. When they were talking about World Contact Day, or First Contact Day was a little bit different. Oh, Erica, that is so kind of you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Not gonna, we're all just gonna be sitting here trying hard not to talk about the show that we all love and the show that helped spawn the Shuttlepod show, the franchise that helped spawn the Shuttlepod show. I'm going to try and spend the entire episode not saying it because the actors had to spend all that time not saying it. For the no, that doesn't work. Shoot, I have to get used to. I made some tweaks to my computer screen, and now clicking around is not necessarily the best thing because then I get lost. There we go. All right, we are back. Okay, so thanks to Michelle Hurd, this is where I wanted to go with this. Thanks to Michelle Hurd, the actors from our favorite show, our favorite sci-fi franchise, were able to, during the strike, go to conventions as long as they did not talk about struck work, because that was the only way that they were going to be able to do it. And obviously, when you're on strike, you need to find alternate sources of income, which is something that I talked about the entire time the strike was on. Was, why does it look like I have a big black mark under my eye? I'm just saying, live sucks because now I can't edit it out. I don't know. But anyway, so it was Michelle Hurd really went to bat. Bright Lights in the Night Sky Voyage. That is really good. We are here to talk about Bright Lights in the Night Sky Voyage. So it was only from her hard work that allowed the celebrities to be able to do this, which meant we all had an STLV. And I don't know why people complained. It was literally either they don't talk about it or you don't have it. And I will always pick having it. I mean, COVID killed me not to be able to go to Vegas. I mean, I'm sure it killed a lot of you too. Killed me not to be able to go to Vegas. So the fact that they made the attempt and they made the effort and they tried, and they made it so that it could happen, warms my heart to no end. And the fact that I know that the actors, I know that the actors really enjoyed having you guys all ask them different questions. You couldn't ask them about the 5th series in the Bright Lights in the Night Sky franchise. Couldn't talk about the 5th series. Couldn't talk about any of them. So you had to get up on stage and talk about how you like to go skiing and how you liked being from Washington and, whatever else you felt like talking about. I think in that series, which was the first one of the new versions of that show, when they first got to the future, Georgiou, I thought Georgiou said something, gave it a name, but maybe I'm wrong. Here, STLV or bust, made the fans be more creative. Exactly. Made the fans be more creative with their questions, had the actors actually having to think about their answers instead of just rehashing the same, well, in season 3, episode 12, blah, 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 blah. That kind of thing. They actually got to talk about their other hobbies, their skiing and their fishing and their trips across the country. Whatever it was that they wanted to talk about, they got to talk about that was outside of the specific franchise that we were not allowed to talk about. And I mean, that is the entire crux of this show is, yes, I want to have you on to talk about whatever piece of that particular franchise you worked in. Jober, I love it. I am just not going to say it over and over again, but it is awesome. I wish I could stop this flickering. I really thought that this was doing well tonight, and now I'm not sure. Does that help? Not really. Oh well, it's a work in progress. Like I said, I need to run some improvements on my office before I can figure out better ways to use my green screen. Anyway, now that my train just derailed. But yeah, so I mean, I think it was so this is the crux of the show. Yes, you can come on here and talk about whatever you want as far as whatever piece of that particular franchise you belong to. But I also want to talk about your other things. If you've written a memoir, like certain Klingons, if what is your latest project? What is it that you're working on? So that's always been the crux of the show, to not just talk about that franchise, but to also talk about other things, because I know the actors find it refreshing. And I've said this to a lot of people, usually when I'm trying to get them to come on to the show. And I would use Anthony Montgomery as an example because I just used this on him in Vegas. And he actually said he might, now that he's going to have his memoirs are coming out soon. I need to find out when. I'm not sure he knows. But anyway, you could be a fan. There's two ways to be a fan of somebody. You can be a fan of Anthony's, but then you have to name me at least two other things that he's done besides that show that we all know. If you can't, then you're a fan of the character that he played, the guy that would be sitting behind me flying this thing that's sitting behind me. This submarine in space that's sitting behind me. You could be a fan of that character, but you can't call yourself a fan of that actor unless you know at least one or two other things that they've done. Anthony has been talking about family business. Gosh, do not confuse those two. Family Business is now on Netflix. I intend to sit down and watch it. So that was one of his latest things. He's done, I think, NCIS Hawaii is what kept him from doing Shuttle Pod Show Live. Some filming kept him from doing Shuttle Pod Show Live last year. Want to say Hawaii. I know Hawaii kept him from doing something. Does that have anything to do with the nuclear vessels in Alameda? In the episode, died trying and called it a Terran Holy Day. Oh, there you go. I like that. A Terran Holy Day. Yeah, that day that we slaughtered those aliens with the pointy ears. See, I'm going to try really hard to not even go character, because this is going to be fun. So this is going to be fun. I mean, if you guys want to try, like Jober, if you guys want to try and not do it too, that would be so much fun. You can play along. I just thought that this would be fun. And speaking of not speaking of this franchise that we are also fond of, like I said, Andy Montgomery, Netflix, Family Business. Check it out. I can't wait to start watching. I have to get through House of Usher first. House of Usher, which actually has somebody from the Kelvin universe. They have Captain blah 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 from who was before the other captain of the ship in the Kelvin timeline. Yeah, he was anyway. Yeah, so he's in it, and so is Mark Hamill from that other big franchise that everybody loves, including me. I just started watching For All the House of Usher, which I could slap myself because I am such a huge Edgar Allan Poe fan, and I am really enjoying it. But see, even that has a Star Trek tie-in. Oops, see, that's one. See if I can get through with only one. Let's see. What does Dave have to say about my favorite? And I talked to Anthony and we talked a lot about his martial arts and his family, his time on Single Ladies. Oh, that's cool. Well, save up your questions, because if I can get his butt and the rest of them on the show. But there is somebody that has already confirmed that they're going to do the show. It's just a matter of nailing down a Monday. And I can say this because it's not this franchise, and this is the only franchise I said I wasn't going to talk about. But Peter Macon, who plays Bortus. I am still hoping for another season of The Orville. Absolutely love The Orville. Seth MacFarlane is Nana has called him a mad genius. He is so respected by the people that he's worked with. I went out to dinner with some of the Orville people when we were in Vegas. Peter invited me. Most amazing evening. I would love to see some of the other Orville casts come on after Peter does it and tells them how awesome I am. I love Peter. But they all, because I got to slide in to talk to them about his writing and how effective he is when he wants to tell when he wants to tell a story, and he wants to make a point, and how poignant he is. And I can't wait to have Peter on to talk about that, because he was a part of one of my favorite storylines on the show. Of course, when I worked with him in Shore Leave, I've been wanting to talk to him about the smoking addiction and the porn addiction. Those are all a lot of fun. And don't get me wrong, when Seth goes in that direction, it's laugh out loud, belly splitting funny. But when Seth goes in the other direction with the points that he wants to make and the comments, the societal comments he wants to make, he does both so beautifully. The man is a freaking mad genius, and I can't wait to have Peter on the show. It's just a matter of nailing him down on a Monday. And yeah, celestial conflict with Mark Hamill. I don't know. Mark Hamill's working for the guy from this franchise. So if you haven't watched Fall of the House of Usher, it's fantastic. And I have to tell you, the first time, what is that, Jober? Haven't heard of that. Seth MacFarlane would be a get. I don't know if I would ever be able to get him to do this little show. I really don't, but I would love to try and get him here. The Renbach, I don't know what that is, so please elaborate. So we're gonna have Peter, and I have put feelers out. I didn't want to. I mean, there was a huge part of me that wanted to completely like jump on the fact that, oh my God, it's over. And just like go out and specifically like just harass every single person that said they'd do the show once this strike is over. But I decided not to do that, and I sat on my hands for an entire week, and I sat on my hands for an entire week, and that was tough. But think popcorn. Well, okay, still not getting anywhere, Jober, but it's been a long day for me. Yeah, not gonna get into my personal shit, but it's been a very long fucking day for me. See, and this is why I mark my show as not suitable for children. And it has, yeah, or oh, gotcha. All right. See, slow on the uptake tonight. I'm tired. I'm slow on the uptake tonight. Gotcha. Redenbacher by Seth. If I wasn't going to say the Orville. Smart. Jober, you are just on top of everything. You are so impressive. I am like practically falling asleep. I am not going to lie. This show is not going to be on very long tonight. I just like I said, I just wanted to come and chat and see how long. And I already blew it. I already said the word once. I'm going to see if I can get through the rest of the evening without saying it. I'm just really excited for all of my friends, including Erica, who was here, who are members of SAG, who are finally able to go back to work. I mean, eventually we're finally going to get some new shows. Maybe I know this isn't going to happen. I would love it if this would just be the summer, and now all of the shows that have been pushed back for 2 or 3 months just run through May. I would be very happy if I could get shows for longer. Who remembers growing up when the seasons were literally September to May? It was basically, well, for some of us, it was basically the school year, September to May. And May, everything started, and then that was it. And then you were stuck with reruns. I mean, and I know now in the world of a gazillion opportunities to watch a gazillion different things, we don't have to worry about that anymore. But I still get sad when the season finales show up. And I feel like, why can't I get more? I want more, especially the Law and Orders. I want more of my Law and Orders. Wait, was there? What was I watching? Oh, Harley Quinn is really good. And I was trying to think if there was a connection to this franchise and Harley Quinn for a second. There probably is somewhere along the lines. I just haven't. Well, Kaylee Cuoco was Harley, and she was in Big Bang Theory, and a bunch of the people from this show were in Big Bang Theory. So that kind of connects it. But yeah, so I don't know. What else do you guys want to talk about this franchise? Ask me a question. See if you can stump me. See if you can make me say the words. I already did it once. Robert Beltran was pretty bad at STLV. He kind of broke it. And, there are people that couldn't figure out why you couldn't say it. It's symbolic. I get it. It's totally symbolic. It's not like not saying it is going to keep anybody from streaming it if they really want to watch it over the strike. I got that. But by the same token, when the actors don't say the words, it's showing how serious they are about supporting the strike. And obviously it worked. It was 118 days. They finally got a deal. It's protecting not just from AI, but Anthony Rapp posted the other day that there is something in there for support for gender identity, which is so important when you're filming, because Atlanta's up and coming. Atlanta is up and coming, and there's other places that are up and coming in the film industry that aren't as progressive as California. And so oh my God, that's coming out. What is it, like 2 weeks? I think we've got 2 weeks until that show with that British Blue thing is coming up. I'm really excited about that. I am really excited about that, by the way. I don't know if anybody else is excited, but I am. That did not go over well with Robert Beltran. No bueno. It was very awkward during that panel. Oh, Dave, did you go to that panel? Yeah, I don't do panels much because I was working the booth and everything. And I'm not, as everybody knows, I am not a huge Voyager fan. But it was a big cluster, and it didn't have to be. All I had to do was not say it. Everybody else was working really hard. It's one thing if you slip up, it's okay. But to literally just ignore the fact that they're trying to do this to show support for the strike and show how the studios, how serious they are, and he couldn't do it. So gender identity support is now a thing within SAG to protect their the LGBTQ members of a production when they're somewhere that might not offer that kind of support, depending on where they end up, where they're filming. Oh, that's awesome. Tim Russ is a good guy. I think Tim Russ is so stinking talented. I'm doing a panel at oh, congratulations, Robert. That's awesome. For those of you that don't know, Starbase Indie is in Indiana. It's in Indianapolis, right? It's in Indiana. And it's the weekend of Thanksgiving. So if you guys don't have any plans outside of eating turkey, head out to Starbase Indie. Yes, the British Blue Box show. I think we're all ready for it. You know what I'm ready for? I am ready for the one and only David Tennant to return. He has Star Wars ties in because he does the voice of the robot in Ahsoka, and I guess he also did it in the animated series, but I didn't know that, so I was really excited that David Tennant was in Star Wars. See, he crosses streams and nothing blows up. So Dave Gregory is just, you are a traveling convention fool because you're talking about doing Long Island. Starbase Indie is on my bucket list. I guess I can tell you this. I don't think I'm talking out of school. If I am, I'm going to get yelled at by a Klingon. But JG has made the arrangements to start recording his memoir, so he is going to have that audiobook. Probably not in time for the holidays at this point. That's iffy, but definitely I'm thinking, I want to say probably at least right around the beginning of the year. I could be wrong. I haven't gotten the specifics. But he is going to be recording, doing the recording in the next few weeks. So let's all be excited for that. I'm really excited. I'm really excited for him to do that. And we are going to be selling autographed copies. Thank you guys for voting. We are going to be selling autographed copies of his book that you can order directly from him. I have the website set up. I just need to talk to him about when I can pull the trigger. But I do have the links, and it's going to be really reasonable. for a copy of the book, and there's going to be a spot where you can fill out whatever it is that you want him to write, and you just send it to him, and very reasonable flat shipping fee, and you could have yourself a copy of JG's memoirs. That's a heavy book. He took it to the last convention that he did a couple weeks ago, and they are very heavy, and he is not a spry Klingon like he used to be. So if you're thinking that you might catch him at a convention with a book, I would venture to say don't count on that, only because if he does show up at a convention with books, it's going to be very, very limited supply. So if you are thinking that you would like your very own autographed copy of Memoirs of a Klingon Linebacker, then stay tuned to my socials and JG socials as well, and we're going to get those links out as soon as possible, and you will be able to buy yourself a copy of that book. So that's my plug for JG, because JG deserves all the plugs, because he is sorry, my phone, because he is just the most awesome. But what's your panel about, Robert? Why don't we don't just tease us? I'm assuming it has something to do with that warrior race from that show that we're not talking about. But I would love to hear what your panel's about. Oh, what's okay. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about? So for those of you that don't know, I also have a radio show that happens 4 nights a week, and we had a station manager. Yeah, of course, Dave, my pleasure. We had a meeting tonight. We had a station meeting tonight, and I mentioned, I'm like, I gotta go prep for the show. And Saran wrap. Oh my gosh. Yes, for those of you that don't know, Robert built a command chair, and it is freaking awesome. Oh, that's funny, Saran wrap race. I get that one. I get that one, the Saran wrap race. Thanks, Nancy. That was really good. Gold star for Nancy. That's awesome. And we were just talking, and I said something about Star Trek, or however I said it. And somebody was like, one of the other on-air personalities was like, Star Trek Voyager for forever. And I'm like, yeah, bye. I'm like, I don't believe I have to say this again. Don't like Voyager. Jober, you are just rolling them out. Talk about Foreigners starring Sigourney Weaver. Yes, beware of foreigners that drip acid blood. Those are the ones you really, really kind of want to stay away from. Trying to think. Jober, you just keep coming up with them, because those are brilliant. See, my brain, like I said, my brain's shutting down for the day. I love you guys. I love hanging out with you guys. This is not going to go on for much longer. I already slipped once. This flashing thing is driving me absolutely crazy. And you know what? It's weird, because I've been so used to doing the show by myself, and then I have a bunch of guests on for a few weeks in a row, and then I don't know what to do with my when I'm flying solo anymore. So I might be looking to my patrons, which, by the way, if anybody wants to join me on Patreon, they totally can. Very, very reasonable. But I might be looking for some ideas, guys, for the next shows. Like I said, I am going to start looking for guests now. Nailing Peter down is going to be probably priority number 1, since he's the first person that I asked, and he's going to be so much fun to talk to. He's great. He's fantastic. And when you see him out of the makeup, you're probably not going to recognize him, but when you start listening to him speak, if you've watched the Popcorn Show, then you'll know exactly who he played. And again, Seth, bloody freaking genius. Come on my show, Seth MacFarlane. I love you. And honestly, I think I said this. I think I actually said this to Peter. If I actually had the chance to talk to Seth, besides telling him how much I love his writing and how beautifully he tells stories, I'd want to talk to him about his music. Because I think one of the things I absolutely love about him is how fantastic music is. Oh, that's interesting. I do so love playing with this. Just how absolutely fantastic his music is, and the fact that he writes all the stuff that he writes. My favorite show is still Rental Car Company with Connor and Dominic. Ah, there you go. That is definitely my favorite one too. I actually used to work for that rental car company. No, I didn't. It wasn't that one. It was National. I worked for National. But they're so similar, National and that particular rental car company. Yes, that is mine too. I will always pick the rental car company with Connor and Dominic over any of the new let me think. Rental car company, then probably what is it? Night Sky Voyages, the original is probably my second favorite. And then I don't know. The Next Generation of Voyagers, maybe. I don't know. I've never actually sat down and ranked all of them because except for my top two, and the fact that Voyager's on the bottom, everything else just kind of gets mixed up in the middle. I don't know if I could actually pick. Although the animated one, not the original animated one, this new animated one, I think is fan-frickin-tastic. But a lot of that has to do with all of its rental car company references. They're getting better at it. And I love the fact that they're actually finally getting around to doing some very cool rental car company references. Wouldn't that be funny if Mike McMahon just threw in something about that rental car company just for the hell? Bottom Floor. There we go. Yes, I like Bottom Floor. I like Bottom Floor. Celestial Body Journey, the New Class. Oh my God. That almost sounds like that could also be an X-Men movie. Let's face it. That could also be an X-Men movie. Yes, it is. Let us not forget that. In fact, very, very soon, Bonnie posted not too long ago. That's somebody else I want to get on the show, is the voice of that computer from that show. Bonnie Gordon herself. As soon as she has her free Monday night, she's a very hardworking lady who I absolutely love. Bonnie. Yes, it is coming to Netflix. Thank you for the reminder. I want to say, hold on a second. When's Prodigy going to be on Netflix?
According to Variety, Star Trek Prodigy has set its official launch date on Netflix. Season 1 of the animated series will debut on the streamer on December 25th. The announcement was made as part...
I don't know if you guys could hear that. I wanted to know if you guys could hear my phone talking to me. But it is a Christmas present for the universe. That's exactly. Child Prodigy is going to be... Child Genius is coming to Netflix. And it is going to be... I thought it was the 25th, but I wasn't 100% sure, so I wanted to double check. But yes, the 25th is season 1. So we can all relive season 1 of Child Genius and then enjoy the brand new season. Nancy, yours was good. Dave wins. The below waterline walking corridors. That has to be that. I mean, Bottom Floor was good, but those below the waterline, yeah, the ones in steerage. For anybody that remembers Titanic, absolutely. Well done, Dave. Well worth waiting for. That was really, really good. That's what I should have done. I should have just sat around and thought of really good names for all of them. Let's see. What's the third show in the franchise is that numbered show. It's like numbering. Oh. See, I'm not good at this. There you go. Steerage. Like I said, Titanic, steerage. That's probably what they would have called it too if you asked them. Mariner and Boimler probably would have. It was so good. That season finale was so fantastic. And I love that they're hanging out with the green people. The little green people not from Mars. I love that they're delving into the little green people not from Mars. More coffee. Who needs coffee? It's 11:30 at night here. I don't know what, or I'm sorry, 10:30 at night. It feels like 11:30 because we just lost that hour. That's what it feels like. So let's see, what else do I want to share? Well, of course, I love my little QR codes. I absolutely love my little QR codes. Let's see. I actually do have one for JG's book, but I'm not sharing it because I want y'all to buy the autographed copy. But I do have ones for my store. I have a specific line of Chat Pack 2.0 merch that you guys can get because you guys came up with Chat Pack 2.0 and I just put it on a shirt. So you can always check that out. My Amazon wish list still just has those two things on it. And if you want, I mean, like I said, you can buy merch or you can just donate directly to the show, a one-time donation. I am very disappointed in the green screen tonight. I don't know what's up with it, that it's flickering and showing you bits and pieces of my office. Cavernous Expanse 10 with Avery Brooks. A, that's reaching. B, isn't the number wrong? That's a reach, Jober. That's a reach. That's a reach. I don't know. I mean, yeah. Yes, you can say the number. There's nothing wrong with saying the number. You just have to type it out. NINE. Just don't type the actual number. Or put the Cavernous Expanse 4 + 5. How's that? The Cavernous Expanse 4 + 5. There you go. And then people can only say it in their heads. God, let's see. I don't know. Cavernous Expanse isn't doing it for me, Jober, if you want to think of another one. Or Nancy or Dave, if somebody wants to come up. Because this one's tight. This one's close. This one's really close. So if somebody wants to try and come up with one that's better than Jober's, because this one isn't doing it for me. And I'm not sure I could think of... See, I want to keep like Outer Rim, which is very Star Wars. You know, because that's where Luke lived in the Outer Rim territories, like Outer Rim. Oh, Dave. Bottom opening 4 + 9. I mean, I don't know. I think this one's harder because finding synonyms for the two words. Oh. See, now I got deep throat running in my head, which doesn't work. Far off space station. I mean, you can still say it's a space station. A German number to an unreachable black void. That one's not bad. Weird Recently Discovered Planets, the musical. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. What about the other one? What about the one that came after German number to an unreachable black void? That one's just, I don't know. A Car Rental Company, I think, is still my favorite. The Car Rental Company show. I mean, then the one after it, the one that revamped. Oh, German number. Gotcha. 9. Gotcha. A German 9. See, I told you I was slow on the uptake tonight. Warned y'all I was slow on the uptake tonight. Odd recent globes. See, the one after the one with yeah, there you go. Phonetically a German. You'll always get me with the German references, just so you know, Dave. So that's totally fine. found. I mean, you could just say, found something lost is all I could think of for that other one, the one with us. Now you put Sigourney Weaver in my head. Now I can't think of Sonequa Martin Green. Something I found with Sonequa Martin Green. Odd recent globes. Okay, what came after that one? Oh, yep. Yep. We already did. We already covered the one with yep, all right. Odd recent globes. There we go. All right, guys. I think we have exhausted this. We've tried. We had fun. Just chit-chatting and not trying to say that word. If you think of any more really fun, cool ways to say any of the franchises, movies or shows, just, you know what, throw them up on my Facebook or throw them up in Twitter. I would absolutely love to see any more of the ideas, because you know what happens is the minute I say goodnight and click off, you guys are all going to think of like 50 bazillion ones. You're all going to think of like the best ones are going to come when you're halfway asleep, because that's always what happens to me. So if you think of any more, anything comes to you, feel free to throw them up on my socials and we can all Captain Chair. We can all try and guess which show you're referring to. So how about we play that game for a little bit? If you think of one, if you think of a really funky, cool way to say one of the shows, throw it up on my socials and let everybody try and guess which show or movie you are referring to. So, and speaking of my socials, stay tuned to them pretty please, because I can't wait to tell you when Peter's going to come on the show. Can't wait to tell you whatever it is that I think of to talk about next week, if it's not Peter, and all the other cool people that I am excited that I'm going to be having on my show, because the strike is over. And I couldn't be more excited, not only for myself personally, but for all of my friends out there who are finally going to be able to get back to work. So I will see you all next week. Thanks for hanging out and playing the Let's Talk About without saying. Thanks, Jober, so much for playing. I'm glad you had fun. I did too. Thanks, guys. I think I want to wish you all a fantastic week. I will see you next Monday. And until then, please remember to live long and prosper.
This is Connor Turner. You've been listening to the NX706